this is the primer that I used this time. I also bought this with all of these products, so this is like my first time trying this, which obviously I went ahead and put it on already. But this is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I have tried the other version, like the packaging is all pink, but I just never bought it again, and I just wanted to try out new products, so I got this one. So for my powder contouring, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Dulce de Leche palette contour, and I actually have tried this in the past, but it's been like years since I last tried it, so I want to try it again with the same one. You could brighten up the eye. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new vlog. I am currently in a rush actually, because I am hosting breakfast at my place today, and I am so happy and grateful that I'm able to do that now, because in my previous studio I couldn't really host anything because I didn't have the space for it. Now that I have a apartment and have like a bigger space, I could host breakfast, and I am so happy and grateful that I could do that now. Anyways, last night I started reading The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and I am currently on I'm in chapter 4, and I am on part 2, The Full Moon, and it's when Oriah starts the tournament. But I wanted to talk about my previous read actually. I finished reading Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton, I believe. I have quite some thoughts over this book. I loved it and I hated it at the same time. The reasons why I really loved the book was of the vibes, like the creepy stalker Halloween fair vibes. Like the scenery was there, the vibes were there, definitely screaming October/November. I also love the little glimpse of mystery that we had, or not even the glimpse, because it was like major part of the plot. I love the fact that they included that, because along with the main character having a stalker and her falling in love with him, like the mystery that they both ended up solving within time was just really interesting, which I really loved. And that's kind of like the reason why I decided to push through this book. The reason why I hated the book was because of the spice that the book had. I'm not really a spice person. If you enjoy that, then you might like this book. Personally, there was like a specific scene that was just like, why? It was really unnecessary, and it was the scene with the gun. That's all I'm gonna say. If you have read Haunting Adeline, then you might know what I'm talking about. The gun situation was just super unnecessary. I don't even think that is normal, and it was just super like confusing and triggering, and like I'm like, why? So I did skip through a lot of those parts because it was just like a lot of scenes. Once we hit like the middle of the book, it was just like kind of back to back, and I was starting to get like bored, because like what, like I want to solve this mystery that's going on, like I want to solve this case. Can we like move forward to that? So like mid-book I got bored, and then eventually like maybe like the last 100 pages of the book picked up like super quick, and I really liked the ending, but I don't know if I'm gonna continue to the second book. The love interest was named Sade, and I hate cocky men, and he was one of them. I feel like he was acting like he was Adeline's prize, and to me that's just not it. Like I don't like that. I'm gonna give this book a 3.95 stars, almost a 4 stars, because like I said, let's be honest, the vibes were definitely there. I just hated the spicy scenes. Also, if you guys decide to read this book, search up trigger warnings, because this book has lots of heavy content. It's super dark and it could be triggering for some readers. Definitely do your research before jumping into reading haunting Adeline. And yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna continue on to the second book. It did end up on a cliffhanger, so yeah, but I'm not sure. So update on this book. This book is going to be the book that takes me out of a reading slump. This is just giving like Powerless vibes by Lauren Roberts. If you guys did not know, that is one of my all-time favorite books of 2024. This is more like fantasy, like more heavy on the fantasy, and Powerless by Lauren Roberts is also fantasy, but I feel like the magic in that book is not as heavy as in this one, because we obviously are dealing with vampires here and the main character is human. So she does end up falling in love with a vampire, which in this case is the rival, and now she is an ally with him. She basically had no choice but to be an ally with him. And I'm honestly loving the banter between Oriah and Rain. I think that's how you say his name. I am gonna say that I searched up like fan art from this book, and I don't know what I was expecting with the male character. I wasn't expecting somebody that has long hair. I'm not really a long hair kind of person for, you know, as my male characters in books. I'm not really a fan of them, but I feel like for this book I'm just loving the banter, that I'm like looking past that. But you guys, so just came back from Costco and I found these Dutch ovens slash pots, and I've been seeing these and eyeing these for a while, but every time I see them at Marshall's, they're a little bit too pricey for my liking, and these were $45 for two of them, and usually at Marshall's they're like $35 or even more with tax. So we got two for $45, which is such a steal. These are them. They look beautiful. Like, I can't wait to cook in these. They're so spacious. Now I'm just gonna wash them and start cooking for dinner. Happy Tuesday, you guys. I am back with an update of The Serpent and the Wings of the Night by Carissa Broadbent. And not only an update, but I finished the book. My last update, I mentioned how this book was possibly gonna get me out of a reading slump, and I was wrong. I was wrong, you guys. It makes me so sad because it's been about a few weeks since I last felt anything for a book like that grieving feeling of mourning and not even wanting to continue on to a next book. I haven't had that feeling in a while, ever since Assassin Blade by Sarah J Maas. I haven't felt that feeling in a while, and it's making me sad because I really had high expectations for this book. But I do want to say that I'm gonna give it a 4 stars because I think it is worth reading, and I want to say it's not the book, it's me. Sadly. And I feel that this book was missing something. I don't know. I really like the beginning of the book. I want to say like the 20 or 30% of the beginning of the book was really intriguing, and then like midway I kind of lost it. Like I lost focus, and I want to say it's because of not having enough knowledge of the characters. Like we had some knowledge of Oriah, but we didn't have as much knowledge of Vincent and Rain, and I feel like it would have been really helpful if we had POVs of them. And then there was like so much plot going on, like so much. It is really heavy plot driven, I want to say, but I feel like with the characters I lost connection with them like midway because of lack of information, especially from Rain's side. I feel like we had a little glimpse of his past life, and then in the ending something happened that changed a lot of things, and I kind of just got lost. Once again, I don't know if it's because I haven't been able to really focus and I'm on a reading slump still, but I wasn't really able to envision a lot of the trials, which once again, I want to say it was me because I wasn't really focused. But yeah, I really did like the banter between them, but then once again, I feel like at some point I wasn't really as excited between their banter because we were lacking knowledge, in my opinion. And yeah, I am so sad. I really like the aesthetic of the book though, like the vampire. I think it's like the first time I read anything vampire related. I don't think I have ever read anything vampire. Like I mentioned, there was like lots of things going on that have lots of questions that are unanswered, and hopefully I could get my answers in the second book. But I don't know if I'm gonna read the second book next. I think I'm gonna give myself a break from this, although it's just a duology. But I just need to get myself back into that feeling of loving and diving deep into reading books. I feel like I haven't been able to do that. Anything interactions with them, there wasn't much. So if you're expecting a lot of more interaction between the love interests, there's not as much as you would like. But I still think it's worth reading. If you have not read Powerless, you might like this. I don't know. Although for Powerless we didn't even have a kiss, I was so obsessed with that book. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. And then this, we did get a little bit more than Powerless between the love interests, but something was still missing. I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna overall give it a 3.95/4 stars. I can't decide, but yeah, I'm probably gonna give the second book a try. If you have read this book, let me know if it's worth reading. That is my little update on The Serpent and the Wings of Night. For the sake that I need to get out of my reading slump, I'm going to jump back into this series. This is such a heartbreaking series, so brace yourself and search up trigger warnings. But I am jumping into Saving Six, and I can't wait. I just knew it was going to break my heart.